pulled one out from the library today to talk about an old one, a classic one. I think from 1980, yes. The Shining. I'm not the best reviewer, so I'm not really reviewing it. If you ain't seen The Shining by now, my God, I don't know what to tell you. Stanley Kubrick, right there, The Shining with Jack Nicholson, Shelley Duvall, and Scatman, what's his name? Scatman Crothers? What kind of name is Scatman? Scatman. Yeah, that's pretty cool, though. This is just a DVD copy I got, though. This movie scared the living hell out of me when I was young. Just rewatched it today. It's been a while since I watched it. I caught it on TV about a year ago. I caught the middle of it and watched to the end. Man, Stephen King's The Shining. If there is a perfect horror movie out there, is it The Shining? I think it is, because there's nothing really bad I can say about this movie. I love every single minute of it. Where do I start at first? Well, I start out with the score. The score is amazing. Maybe one of these days, they've been putting out a lot of horror scores on vinyl and stuff, and even cassettes. If I find it on one of them, definitely getting it. Because I catch myself here recently, I was, where I work at, I hum theme music and scores and stuff while I'm working sometimes to myself. A lot of people probably think I'm crazy and they don't understand what the hell the music or something I'm listening to in my head. But here lately, the beginning theme of the intro of the movie, you know, the dun 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 dun, you know, that I've been humming that at work, and I've just been thinking about it over the last few days to watch this movie and make a video on my channel and start doing a little bit older movies instead of all just newer movies. Like I said, the score is great in this movie. The over outlook of everything being so big. The hotel is just so big and everything, and big open areas that they filmed in and everything. I heard they actually built this hotel, recreated it. It's not actually the real one that's the Overlook. I can't remember what they call it, but it's out west somewhere, probably somewhere far away that I'll never get to go see. But it's actually a model that they rebuilt of the place, and that was overseas where they filmed it. So the overlook of the mountains and everything, the drive at the beginning of it is just so far way back there, so secluded from everybody, and there's really only 3 or 4 main characters in the movie. Shelley Duvall, she just passed away recently, rest in peace. When I was younger, I didn't really care much for her being in the movie, because I guess I seen Popeye first or whatever. So I didn't really take her that serious. But over the years of watching it, rewatching it, actually, she's pretty good in the movie, up to a point on some things. I will get to that a little bit later. But Jack Nicholson, of course, he's great. He's got that very slow smile that makes you just assume that he's crazy. He's done that in many movies. He can play crazy good, I can tell you that. Oh, Scatman. Scatman Crothers. Yeah. He's a smooth talking dude, ain't he, buddy? And he had a shine on that dome. That dome was shiny. I wish I could get mine that shiny, but I try sometimes. But, and a few other ones. The kid's name's Danny in the movie, and I realize his real name is Danny, too. I'm trying to, where's it? Danny Lloyd. And they use Jack Nicholson's Jack. Why didn't they just call Shelley instead of, I think her name's Wendy in the movie, yeah. So the score is pretty good. The over outlook of the scenery and everything, I think, is really good. I think the long hallways and the way they filmed and stuff, creepy stuff with the 2 kids that the boy starts seeing. And at first, when you first see the kid, he's talking and doing this stuff, and you already know that there's something kind of fishy with this kid already. He's got a boy in his mouth, I think his name was Tony. Yeah, in his mouth, and he's talking to a therapist and stuff. That's just, yeah, you know, you see that and you're like, okay, this kid's got some screws loose somewhere or whatever. But he plays the part pretty good though, and he rides that big wheel. That big wheel is great because when it goes over the rugs and it gets back to the tile and it goes back to the rugs and goes back over, or it's like wood or whatever, that is, and the way they filmed right behind him and everything and turning the curves and stuff, great camera work they did there on that movie for that. And I grew up riding big wheels, so I thought that was cool. I would have loved to ride in a big place like that with a big wheel. We get to some really creepy parts in the movie. Of course, when he sees the two little girls in the hallway and then he flashes to see them dead and everything because they were killed years earlier. Creeped me out as a kid and stuff, along with the music and everything. And the woman in the tub, yeah, I remember seeing that and I was freaked out when I was a kid because at first it's a naked lady and she got some bush, but this is 1980, so you know they didn't shave back then, so you didn't know what was going on the very first time you ever seen that. But when he looks in the mirror and sees what he's kissing and then she starts laughing and stuff, get you little creeps there a little bit. That always gets me, and I watched it today and I was like, nasty. But anyway, yeah, that's a creepy part right there too. Jack Nicholson character Jack getting a little ticked off at Wendy and cussing at her and stuff, and you can tell he would have made a good drunk, and they said he used to be a drunk or whatever. And then some of the other characters in the movie, when he goes to the bar and everything, and he sees the bartender, and then later on you see him in the picture at the very end, and it's really weird, trippy movie. And then also when he just starts to snap completely, she's got that bat, and she's walking with that bat, and she's holding that bat way up high. I thought that was always kind of comical because she's doing this, and I was like, how hard can you really hit somebody like that? And then she ends up hitting Jack, and knocks him all the way down these stairs, and he falls and he's knocked out. And she, that little woman that she is, drug him down the rest of them stairs, all the way across that room into that locked like pantry place or whatever. You're like, that's not realistic, because there's no way in hell I don't think she could have drug him that far. But I mean, it is Hollywood and it is a movie, so. But to me, I think The Shining is a pretty good, perfect movie. There's just a few little things like that. And the part where he busts through the door. Of course, Johnny Carson was known for saying, here's Johnny when he come on stage. Or somebody said, here's Johnny, and he come on stage or whatever. So I don't know if he ad-libbed that or if that was actually real in the script or whatever, you know, for Jack Nicholson to say. But once he busts through the door, sticks his face to the door and goes, here's Johnny. I always liked that because that was my name when I was a kid. You know, people called me Johnny when I was little instead of John. So I always thought that was comical, that my name, you know, somebody's name like that. And here's Johnny, he said it like that. So, but yeah, he flipped out batshit crazy right there. And then the biggest part of the end, I believe, is the maze. The maze is creepy enough. But then when it's snowing and it's storming, the snow's pouring down and the kids running through there, that camera work is just, I don't know how they did that stuff back then, but man, right to the T. It was great, following him right through every corner and everything. And I was always scared of that maze because I was figuring somebody's going to jump out right at you and, you know, and kill you or whatever. I might have even had a dream or two when I was growing up as a kid as that, but that was another creepy moment and stuff. And of course, Jack at the end, frozen out in the snow. I'll go ahead and ruin it for anybody that's never seen it, but I don't see how you could never seen The Shining. It's a masterpiece, I believe. And it's one that I definitely will keep in my collection forever. I definitely want to go through and do some more Stephen King movies and stuff as I watch them and stuff. Get it fresh on the mind so I can talk a little bit about it more and remember some stuff, because like I said, I'm not the best reviewer, but I try a little bit. I've done better on some videos than I have on some others, but it's just been in my mind the last few days where I've been talking, humming the score and stuff at work and everything, and I was just like, I think I just want to watch the first epic horror film, and that's what they say here on Newsweek on the very back. Still to today, I think this is one of the creepiest movies ever made. They did make a sequel a few years ago, and I actually like that too. Maybe I'll do a video on it and watch it next again. It's been a few years since I watched it, but I do remember liking it because they do stuff right after all that happened a few years later, and I thought it made it look just like, you know, the 1980s and stuff. That was really nice and cool of it. But I really enjoyed the sequel too, called Dr. Sleep, if you've never seen that one. But anyway, if you have never seen The Shining and I ruined it for you, I'm sorry. But still check it out. It's worth checking out. You can probably find it really cheap on DVD. You can probably stream it if you don't want to buy physical media. Or you can ask your cousin or brother or whoever likes horror movies, hey, you got The Shining? Let me borrow it. I'm sure it's on streaming though. But I got my old DVD copy out and gave her a spin today, and I said, let's watch it with the physical media way, baby. I could have probably hit a button or two and got it on streaming, but I wanted to get that DVD player running this morning. So that's it for this video. This is Movie John, and I'm always watching.